Hi, I'm Deputy Chief Jimmy Walker with the Kansas City, Missouri Fire Department. Welcome to the Weekly Report. It's almost time to change your clock and your smoke detector batteries. Daylight saving time ends on Sunday, November 3rd, so before you go to bed that night, be sure to change your smoke detector batteries and change your clocks. Turn them back 1 hour. A smoke detector is the best way to protect you and your loved ones in case of a fire. Smoke detectors should be located on every level of your house and in each bedroom. The risk of dying in a home fire is cut in half when you have working smoke detectors. If you need a smoke detector, you can contact the KCFD Fire Marshal and we'll install one for free. Outdoor fun like trick-or-treating and making s'mores in the fire pit is great. But please remember these tips to keep your family safe. When using your fire pit, be sure to keep a water bucket nearby and be sure to extinguish it completely when you are done. For your spooky jack-o'-lantern, use a battery-powered candle. These are a great way to create a creepy atmosphere and stay safe. Also, never use candles around costumes which can be flammable. The fall edition of kcmo magazine is out and is being mailed to residents across the city. You can also read it on our website at kcmo.gov/kcmore. It has lots of great information on city projects and programs, including the fall leaf and brush pickup schedule. Residents can leave up to 20 bags or bundles at the curb by 7 a.m. on their regular trash day. Use paper sacks. Bundles should be no larger than 2 feet in diameter and no longer than 4 feet. Remember, no trash and no grass clippings will be accepted. Pickups will take place in the North region, November 4th through the 8th, in the Central region, December 2nd through the 6th, and in the South region, November 18th through the 22nd. Visit the KC Water website for more information. Remember, the city's leaf and brush sites are also open. Go to kcmo.gov for locations and operating hours. Thanks for watching the Weekly Report. I'm Deputy Chief Jimmy Walker. Stay safe, Kansas City, and stay tuned for more great videos.
Westside Kansas Center is a community action network center. We are placed here in the heart of Westside area. We are serving the community where we have about 3,500 residents in this area. As a community resource, we help with two main things. One is a community policing program. We have a partnership with the police department. We host 2 police officers and they help us to do all the prevention. They help us to educate the neighbors in regards how they can do suspicious activity reports, or simple to work on regards of things like bullying prevention, domestic violence prevention. We also have a code inspector here from the city. She helps us to do all the codes regulations in the neighborhood. As a community care center, we also do a community outreach. We implement some programs such as the Blue Bags program, Dumpster Day program. We do the Toys for Tots for all the kids in the neighborhood. As well, we work on partnership with some organizations such as the Tony Aguirre Community Center from Park and Rec, Irene Library from the Central Library System. And we try to organize the community itself to be very active. The residents are very key element for us. When we have neighbors helping us to report suspicious activity, neighbors that are willing to volunteer to do activities in the area, neighbors that really are participating in the associations, that give us a very special approach to work together with the neighbors. We work very close with the police department, we work very close with Park and Rec, we work very close with the libraries and the schools here, and that helps us tremendously to implement our programs. When we work together, it makes things more easy and more effective to do that. So that's what we make this program a successful program, by partnership first with the people, the residents, and then bring all the resources and come and work together. For us, it's a partnership. There is no way for us to thank enough the city for all the resources that there is available. 311, Blue Bags, Dumpster Days, the trucks for cleaning up, the bookie items. There is so much that the city does for the people. What we are able to do is to be the liaison between the city and the community. And for us, it's an honor to work together. It's an honor to unify efforts. It's an honor to strain our efforts every day and looking for the people of the West Side, for the people that we really, at the end of the day, yes, they are taxpayers, but at the end of the day, they are people. So we need to work together for them.
Water. It's one of Earth's most valuable resources. Many people can't imagine a day without it, but there are millions of people across the world struggling to get it. We spoke openly with one of our employees who understands what that is like. Priya Iyengar is an engineer here at KC Water. She grew up in Mysore, India, where water wasn't easy to obtain.
My grandma, my grandpa, grandma, my whole family, they lived in a smaller town, village sort of, where there wasn't any water distribution. So they had to go to a well site and use the hand pump to pump water and fill up buckets of water, pots of water.
Priya remembers it as being pretty competitive to get water.
I was asking my aunt, she was like, I heard like yelling and screaming and fighting. She said, oh yeah, there used to be a lot of fighting over who kept their bucket first.
Today, she says she's been spoiled, but still aware of how much water she uses.
I want to say America has spoiled me a little bit with the shower and the washer dryer system and dishwasher. It's all these technology has made me use water more. And sometimes I have to remind myself that it's a resource. It's not something that I can wastefully use.
That's exactly what the national campaign called Imagine a Day Without Water hopes to promote, the water we take for granted. On October 23rd, we'll take a day across the nation to raise awareness and educate America about the value of water. KC Water hopes that people consider making life changes and educating future generations about not only how much water we use, but how much we don't need to use.
Thinking about what I'm going to talk today, I took a 10-minute shower. I think 10 people could have showered in that 10 minutes.
Our planet is mostly made of water, but what happens if it becomes a limited resource?
The whole planet is filled with 70% of water. That includes all the sea, rivers, lakes, ponds, glacial water, all of this. Out of that, only 2.6% is fresh water that we can use. Yeah.
Only 2% of the 70.
Mm-hmm. And even in that 2%, 2.6%, there's only 1% available for drinking purposes.
For KC Water, I'm Heather Frierson.
Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Green with the Public Works Department, and I'm here to talk about our street preservation program. The Street Preservation Program is an annual public works program that uses a data-driven approach to take care of and extend the life of our pavement across the entire city. This year, we have a 60% program budget increase, mostly due in part to resident input from citizen satisfaction surveys and budget hearings. Earlier this year, we developed a proposed 5-year plan for the Street Preservation Program that focuses on our highly trafficked roadways, or what we call arterials. So how do we choose what streets get on the list? It starts with pavement condition data from our asset management system. That goes to our engineers to provide engineering judgment and also coordination with other programs and projects. That initial list gets presented to City Council, the contracts get approved, and then resurfacing work begins. Public Works has several processes that we use when caring for our roads. These activities include mill and overlay, or resurfacing. This is removing 2 or 4 inches of pavement and repaving with brand new asphalt. Microsurfacing, a skim coat or protective covering over the existing pavement. Crack sealing, the spider web looking black tar material that seals the cracks in the roadway and prevents water from getting in. For more information on the program and to track where we're working this year, visit our website at kcmo.gov/streetpreservation.
Good morning and welcome to Wild Wednesday here at the Kansas City Zoo. I'm your host, Allison, and I'm here with Lindsay.
Hello.
We're in a very fun place here at the zoo in the Discovery Barn. But the Discovery Barn has got a brand new friend that Kansas City has been waiting for a very long time.
Yes.
Who do we have right behind us?
Well, we have Arnie, our new Linnaeus two-toed sloth. He is currently, finally woke up and is working on eating some snacks.
What kind of treats are on top of that skewer that he's
So he
got?
has a variety of fruits and vegetables. He has pear, apple, sweet potato, and bell peppers.
He's a healthy snacker.
He is. Very healthy diet.
I like it. All right, so tell me, where would we actually find him out in the wild instead of in discovery barns?
So these sloths would be found in the southern part of Central America, the northern part of South America.
Okay.
So Bolivia, Colombia, Brazil, Honduras.
Very cool.
They would be in the canopy of the rainforest.
Okay. Now, I noticed that, look at that face.
I
Oh no! But I noticed that you said they're even more like their namesake when they're on the ground. They're slower. So it's kind of the wondering of, which came first, the name or the word? These little guys. But sloth, to be sloth-like, what do you think that means for this animal?
Well, most people think that means you're lazy. But really, these animals aren't lazy. They're just slow moving.
Okay.
And the reason they do that is because they're conserving energy. They don't eat a lot of calories. It's mainly fruits and veggies, actually not even veggies. You don't see veggies high up in a tree. Usually fruits, flowers, leaves, so stuff that doesn't have a lot of calories.
Okay.
So if they moved really fast, like say a primate, they would burn off all that energy. So they move really slow to conserve that energy.
So they're actually really smart.
Yes.
They're very smart animals. Now, Kansas City's been very excited to have our little friend join us, and it looks like he's enjoying his brand new home. Now, I look around the exhibit, I see all the beautiful foliage. Do you think that's probably something he enjoys and he might be used to if he were out in the wild?
So I can't say if all of these plants, and the difference in the wild, he would eat what's up in the tree.
Okay.
All of these plants live on the ground,
Okay.
so he would not eat
Ever see
these
them.
plants.
Okay.
But, I mean, he eats green, so a lot of the times the way a sloth's gonna work is when they're moving by, they'll eat what they can. They're not
Okay.
gonna seek out food. Again, they're not hunters. They're not gonna go find food.
Oh.
So I'm crawling along, here's
Here's
a
an
leaf.
opportunity.
I'm crawling along, here's a bug, here's some fruit.
Okay. So they will eat bugs too, so they're not necessarily
Yes.
just herbivores. They'll
Correct.
kind of nom on some little critters as well, which is pretty
Yes,
good.
they are omnivores, but mainly they eat fruits and plants.
Okay. Now, in order to spend all your day up in a tree, eating and doing all kinds of other fun things like napping, which I think is fun, you got to have some very specific adaptations. So how is our friend here built to live high in the tree or just to dwell in a forest and stay nice and safe?
So many ways, and so many ways you can't even see. So their hair grows from the middle of their belly back,
Okay.
which is opposite of the rest of any other mammal.
Yeah, it usually goes this
And
way.
so
Okay.
when it's raining, as they're hanging upside down, the rain just goes right off their hair, doesn't get stuck in and weigh them down like it will with us.
Very cool.
So some crazy things you can't see is some of their organs are arranged differently than other mammals.
All right.
And that's to support living upside down your whole life, because they do everything upside down. They eat, they sleep, they breathe, they have babies, they mate, everything, they fight, everything is upside down. So some of their organs are actually anchored to their abdomen,
Okay.
which allows their organs to not rest on their diaphragm,
Uh-huh.
which makes it easier for them to breathe.
Very
That way they're
cool.
not having to, like if we're hanging upside down, we're gonna have a hard time breathing.
Yeah.
They do not.
Wow.
Yes.
Mother Nature is pretty cool.
It is.
Created an animal that's well adapted to live exactly the life that it wants to.
Yes.
Oh, I love it so much. Now, how long has Arnie been with us at the Kansas City Zoo?
This exhibit opened the beginning of August.
Okay.
We picked him up in July. So he was in quarantine for a month
Okay.
just to make sure he was healthy and free of cooties.
Okay.
And he was.
And he was perfect. Now, you say he got here a month earlier. How do you transport a sloth across the U.S.?
Well, we did it by van, but he fit in a dog kennel.
Oh,
So-
he's small.
He weighs about 20 pounds, so he looks bigger than he is. There's
Yeah.
a lot of hair right there. And not very heavy, because again, he's gonna live in a tree, doesn't need to be really heavy, it would weigh down. But they just put a branch on the top of the kennel, so that way he can hook his legs up top and just rest the whole drive down.
Very cool. So he had a fun time getting here, and you were a part of that trip, right?
Yes, I like to think he had a good time.
Were you telling him lots of zoo jokes on the way here?
You know, he was asleep, so
Well,
not a lot.
Well, a snoozer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if he was asleep on the way here, that must also means that he likes to nap a lot. Would you say?
He does. On average is about 15 hours a day.
Wow.
So a lot of people though say, oh, they sleep more than anything else. But dogs and cats sleep longer than that.
They sure do. They sleep all day at home when we're away at work.
So they are not the only animal that sleeps all the time.
Now, you did mention specifically one last thing, that he is a two-toed sloth, which makes me think, are there other kinds of sloths that are out there?
There are 6 different species of sloth. There are 2 types of two-toed sloths and 4 types of three-toed sloths.
Very cool.
But the tricky thing is they all have 3 toes on the back.
Okay.
So you have to look at their front feet to tell.
Hands.
Yeah.
All right.
The hands.
Very cool. Now, a lot of people were pretty excited to get our friend Arnie here. But what was the zoo's biggest reason in bringing our friend Arnie here? Not just population-wise, of the public wanting, yes, finally. But is there actually a conservation reason behind why our friend Arnie is here?
Yes, this type of sloth is part of a SSP, a species survival program.
Oh, okay.
So when we decided we were interested in the sloth, we kind of put out feelers like, we're interested, what's available, because all of the species of sloths are not in zoos.
Okay.
So it's limited to what type of sloth that you could get. So he is part of that program. He is old enough to breed. So someday when they find the right female for him, hopefully we've got enough space, so hopefully someday we will have a friend for Arnie.
Arnie, I think we'd really love a baby version of you.
Agreed.
Well, this has been so much fun. We're so glad that Arnie woke up. He ate some snacks. He showed us his cool claws and everything else that's so wonderful about him. And Lindsay told us all the wonderful things that we aren't even able to see. So if you want to know more about Arnie's story, make sure you come to the Discovery Barn and check it out. He's going to be here for quite a while, and we're pretty happy about it. So thank you so much, Lindsay, for joining us, and we'll see you next week for another Wild Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
The return on the investment that we've made in DriveCam has paid immense dividends to the city. Our employees recognize when the equipment is installed in their vehicles, it is a tool by which they can use to help monitor the driving.
I think the recognition piece is so important so that the employees can actually see and feel and experience all the hard work that they've done year long to take care of themselves and take care of the city is truly appreciated.
I think it also helps to improve driving not only in city vehicles, but when they're in their personal vehicles.
Kind of like pay them back for everything they do for the city.